This video will review how to add Lime applications and application records or daily log entries to your SnapPlus version 3 plan. Let's start with Lime applications. You can add and view Lime applications in SnapPlus version 3 on the Records and Updates page in the Lime Applications tab. In the farm we're currently looking at, you can see that I currently have 2 Lime applications recorded on fields 11 and 19. If I wish to add additional Lime applications, I can do that by hand or by importing as a spreadsheet. Before we practice adding a Lime application, let's review what SnapPlus version 3 looks like when you have a field that is recommended for Lime. If we go to the management page and navigate to field 7 on my farm, we can view the need for Lime in the Nutrient Applications panel. The need for Lime shows up near the soil test results in the middle of this panel. You can see I have an orange triangle here next to my soil test results. This is because Lime recommendations are calculated for a specific soil test. When I expand this menu to view the message, I can see that Lime applications are recommended for field 7. Let's make a Lime application to field 7 on the Lime Applications tab and view what happens. In Records and Updates, we can navigate to Lime Application, and first we'll start by adding a Lime application by hand. In this case, I will click the New Lime Application button, and by default, this duplicates whatever the last row you had entered. This is for convenience in case you're making similar Lime applications across multiple fields. In our case, we'll update this data to reflect the appropriate application for field 7. You'll enter in a date, a source name, and a neutralizing index. You can select the appropriate neutralizing index from the drop-down. Next, enter the appropriate rate in the rate column, and finally, select the field that's receiving the Lime application. This will save a Lime application to the field. Let's go back to field 7 and take a look. In 2025, we can click on the corn grain crop and open the nutrient applications, and we see here that the flag indicating that Lime applications were needed has disappeared. SnapPlus has accounted for the fact that you've added a Lime application to this field. Let's review how you could add Lime applications by importing a spreadsheet with data for multiple fields. Back on the Records and Updates page, we can go to the Lime Applications tab. Here, you can download the spreadsheet that you need for entering this data by clicking Export Lime Application Template. When you click this button, a copy of the template will be saved to the Downloads folder on your computer. In many browsers, you can access that by looking for this download button. In my example, let's go and open up this spreadsheet to review what it looks like. When you download the Lime application template for a specific farm, note that several of these fields are pre-filled for you with helpful values in the drop-down menus. For example, I downloaded this Lime template for my Columbia Dairy CAFO. Over here in the field name column, all of my field names for this farm are already populated as part of this drop-down list. For this reason, it can be convenient to download a template for the specific farm that you're working on. All the same information that we entered in SnapPlus version 3 can be entered here in the spreadsheet. For example, I can enter an application date, the source name, and I can select the neutralizing index from a drop-down similar to in the web application. I can enter my application rate and then finally select the field name from the list. Once you've recorded all of your Lime applications for the year, you can save this template and import them into SnapPlus. To import your spreadsheet of Lime application records into SnapPlus, come to the Records and Updates page, the Lime Applications tab, and then select Upload Lime Application Record. From here, you'll receive a pop-up where you can click Import Records to select the file on your computer where you've saved your Lime applications. Select the file and click Open. You'll have an opportunity to preview your applications before you import them into your plan. After you've had a chance to review and correct any errors, click Save Import. This adds a list of all the Lime applications to your Lime Applications tab. Note that we can sort the table of Lime applications by date, source name, neutralizing index, rate, or field. We also have the ability to filter the table if you'd like to view specific fields or filter any columns to review applications from one date or field at a given time. Next, let's review how to add application records or daily log entries to your SnapPlus version 3 plan. If you're working on a farm that is a CAFO or Please note, if you're working on a farm that is a CAFO or a WPDES permitted farm, you will see the Daily Log tab here in Records and Updates. If you're working on a farm that is not a CAFO, your tab will be called Application Records. I will use the term Application Record and Daily Log interchangeably as part of this video. In my example, I've clicked on Records and Updates and selected Daily Log. Daily Log entries that were saved to your SnapPlus version 2 database are imported and visible by crop year by selecting the appropriate crop year here on the left-hand side. Similar to Lime applications, you have the opportunity to add daily log records by hand by clicking the New Record button, or to import them as a spreadsheet. Let's go through an example of how to import them as a spreadsheet. To start, you'll need to have a template of the appropriate format for importing daily log applications. You can get that by clicking Download Import Template. This will save the daily log template to a Downloads folder on your computer. This is what the spreadsheet template looks like for keeping track of daily log applications that you can import into SnapPlus. Note that the template that you download for a specific farm is pre-populated with drop-down menus that have existing field names and nutrient sources already available. This can be a quick way to make sure that you are selecting the correct field name and that the application will get correctly lined up based on the field name without any typos or other issues. When you're filling out this template, you can go through and add all of the applicable information in the column shown here. This is an example of what the daily log spreadsheet looks like with 2 entries filled out for an example. Let's go ahead and upload these entries to SnapPlus version 3. On the Records and Updates page, on the Daily Log tab, we can click Import Records. This opens up a pop-up where we select Import Application Records to open up a file explorer. Find the file where you have saved your daily log or application records, select it, and click Open. This pop-up will give you an opportunity to review the details in your entries and make any corrections before you import the records to your plan. Once you're satisfied with the details, click Import Records. Here we can see we've added 2 application records or daily log entries to our plan. Let's go take a look at what happens on the management page. Note that applications that are entered as records or daily log entries will automatically be added to the Nutrient Application Planner for the selected field. In addition, these applications will automatically be marked as applied because they were imported as records. Let's go and look at field 18 to review what this application looks like. We're expecting a fall application on field 18 in crop year 2025. Click on the management page and navigate to the correct field by selecting it from the drop-down menu. And then we can find the right year by selecting the crop. And remember, we're looking at the calendar year here, so calendar year 2025, and we'll open up the Nutrient Application Planner. Here I can see this application that I added as a record as a late summer fall application from the beef liquid group source. One additional feature to know about in the Daily Log or Application Records tab is the ability to set manure analyses for your application records directly from this page. For example, I have several applications from the spring and 1 application in the fall here. Let's imagine that I would like to set my fall application to use a running average of fall manure analyses that I keep for my farm. I can do that by going to Manure Analysis Setting. In the Manure Analysis Settings pop-up, we can see a list of our manure sources and a list of the available analyses for the selected source. In this case, I'm working with my beef liquid group source. Let's imagine that I would like to set any daily log entries or application records that come in the fall of 2024 to use a specific manure analysis record. To do that, I can start by adding a date range. Let's say that I'd like any applications that occurred between October 1st, 2024 and December 1st, 2024 to use a specific analysis. I can enter my date range here and then select the analysis in question. I can click Confirm if I'm done, or if I'd like to add an additional date range, for example, to set my spring applications to use a spring analysis, I can do that here. make sure you select a manure analysis for each one of your date ranges. Notice that when I select my fall date range, the analysis that I selected shows here, and when I select my spring date range, which is highlighted here, the analysis I selected shows below. Once you're satisfied with your entries, click Confirm. This will make sure that each of your applications in those different date ranges are using the correct manure analysis. You can review which manure analysis a specific application is using on the management page. To do this, open up the Nutrient Application Planner for the specific crop you're interested in, and then click on the More menu. You can see a drop-down menu here titled Manure Analysis that's showing that my application here is using my 2025-2 manure analysis. Thanks for watching this video about how to enter Lyme applications and daily log entries in SnapPlus version 3.